Snoop Dogg is one of the most iconic and respected rappers in the world. He's been in the game for over 30 years and has seen it and done it all. But what many people don't know is that Snoop Dogg is also one of the most feared rappers in the world. Let us go through this legend's career path. Snoop Dogg came up as a Crip in Long Beach, and he was always about that life. This is a wild story about why rappers are scared of Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg was born and raised in Long Beach, California. His father abandoned the family when he was only 3 months old, so Snoop was mostly raised by his mother. Even as a kid, he knew how to hustle. He would hit the streets and sell candy, deliver newspapers, and bag groceries to help his mum out. At first, Snoop was a good kid who sang in the church choir and played football, but when he became a teenager, he started adapting to his environment. He started hanging out with the wrong crowd and getting involved in petty crime. He even joined the Rollin' 20s Crips gang. Snoop's life could have gone in a very different direction, but he was able to turn things around. In 1990, he was arrested for cocaine possession and spent the next 3 years in and out of jail. While he was in jail, Snoop realized that he needed to change his life. He started rapping and realized that he had a talent for it. The OGs in jail told him that he was too talented to be in jail and that he needed to be outside pursuing his music career. When Snoop was released from jail, he decided to go 100% into music. He met Dr. Dre, who was impressed with his rapping skills, and they started working together. Snoop's debut album, Doggy Style, was released in 1993, and it was a huge success. It went triple platinum and spawned the hit singles Who Am I, What's My Name, and Gin and Juice. He said, "I want to stress something to the little kids out there. Ain't nothing cool about selling dope. I did it because I thought it was cool, but I was wrong and I went to jail for it." In a public appearance, Snoop told this to the media. Snoop has gone on to have a successful career in music. He's released 17 studio albums, won numerous awards, and collaborated with some of the biggest names in the industry. He's also a successful businessman and actor. He is a role model for young people, and it shows that it is possible to achieve success even if you come from a difficult background. Don't you agree? Jake Brennan is a podcaster and the host of the show Disgraceland. He said about Snoop in an episode where he was discussing the rapper's ties to the streets and how they ultimately led to his 1993 murder charge. No matter how high Snoop climbed, the gravity of the streets would always pull him back down, and that was cool. Snoop didn't mind, Jake says. It was where he came from. Ever since he was a youth, he rode with the Rollin' 20 Crips. The streets were his world. He was in no hurry to leave them behind, despite his success. Snoop was a rising star in the rap world when he was charged with first-degree murder in 1993. The case was highly publicized, and the media portrayed Snoop as a bloodthirsty gangbanger. However, Snoop maintained his innocence and said that he was only trying to defend himself. He was eventually acquitted of the charges, but the experience changed him forever. The media is quick to point their finger when trouble strikes, but nobody ever asks a successful rapper like me how he feels about what's going on in the hood. I guess they think I'm macho and I don't care or something, but man, I'm someone who's trying to turn his life around, and it gets emotional, and the emotional rapper said this while waiting for his trials. Snoop realized that he needed to turn his life around. He stopped focusing on violence and started focusing on more positive messages. He also became a role model for young people, and he used his platform to speak out against violence. Snoop Dogg was acquitted of murder charges in 1996. He said that he wanted to change his life after the trial and leave the gangster life behind. However, it was not so easy to do so, as he was signed to Death Row Records at the time. Suge Knight, the CEO of Death Row Records, is one of the most infamous figures in the rap industry. He's known for his violent behavior and has been accused of numerous crimes. While Snoop was trying to spread more positivity, Suge brought Tupac Shakur to Death Row Records. Tupac was a controversial figure who was not afraid of violence. Snoop and Tupac were friends at the time, but their friendship soon soured when Tupac started beefing with Biggie Smalls and Puff Daddy. Snoop refused to pick a side in the East Coast-West Coast hip-hop rivalry, which led to Tupac and Suge icing him out. In 1996, Snoop went on radio and showed love to Biggie and Puff Daddy. This infuriated Tupac and Suge, who believed that Snoop was betraying them. The next day, Snoop was forced to fly back to Los Angeles with Tupac and Suge on a private plane. Snoop was worried that he'd be attacked, so he hid a knife and fork under a blanket. The plane ride was tense, and Snoop was constantly looking over his shoulder. When they landed in Los Angeles, Snoop tried to talk to Tupac, but Tupac ignored him. Snoop was eventually able to leave Death Row Records and start his own label, Doggy Style Records. Thereafter, Snoop Dogg had a long and successful career in the music industry. He's known for his laid-back style and his smooth rapping. He's also starred in several movies and television shows. Can you name one? Later, in a tragic turn of events, Snoop's close friend and fellow rapper Tupac Shakur was fatally shot in Las Vegas. Snoop, deeply affected by this loss, shared his emotional experience on Logan Paul's podcast, describing the heart-wrenching scene at the hospital where Tupac lay gravely injured. Despite his devastation, Snoop displayed immense strength, as he refused to appear weak in front of Tupac's mother. He composed himself, entered the hospital room, and opened up about his feelings. A week before he died, we were best friends. 2 days before he died, I don't think he liked me, Snoop said. The aftermath of Tupac's death further exacerbated tensions surrounding Snoop and Death Row Records founder Suge Knight. While many artists feared speaking out against Suge, Snoop fearlessly accused him of involvement in Tupac's murder. Moreover, after the release of his second album, Snoop distanced himself from Death Row and declined to release any new music with the label. In 2002, Snoop took out his grievances publicly by calling out Suge in the track Pimp Slapped, explicitly denouncing him and holding him accountable for damaging the music industry. However, amidst the turmoil with Death Row, Snoop embarked on a journey of giving back to his community. He dedicated his efforts to charitable causes, raising millions of dollars for various organizations. In 2005, Snoop established the Snoop Youth Football League, aimed at supporting at-risk youth in California. The league flourished, with over 1,500 kids participating by 2018. Furthermore, Snoop launched a special needs division within the league, catering for children with physical, mental, and developmental disabilities. Despite his philanthropic endeavors, Snoop remains uncompromising and unyielding in the face of challenges. In 2015, when a member of the Rolling 20 Crips, Big Flossie, publicly criticized Snoop for not doing enough for Long Beach, rumors circulated that he was banned from his old neighborhood. Snoop took to social media to address these claims, asserting his authority and reminding critics of his influential role in the community. He emphasized his impact in popularizing Long Beach culture globally and his commitment to guiding and enlightening individuals to pursue alternative paths. Snoop's enduring relevance in the rap industry sets him apart from other 90s OGs. He's not only achieved superstardom as a rapper, but has also maintained his connection to the streets. Unlike some artists who distance themselves from their origins, Snoop has consistently given back to Long Beach, demonstrating his unwavering loyalty. His reputation has remained solid throughout the years, largely due to his authenticity and unique position as a rap icon who spreads positivity. Snoop Dogg's story is one of resilience and triumph. He was born into poverty and raised by a single mother, but he was able to overcome his circumstances and achieve success. His story is an inspiration to anyone who has ever been dealt a bad hand in life. So there you have it. Whether it's his past, his connections, or his sheer presence, it's clear that Snoop Dogg is a force to be reckoned with. But the way he tackled everything is surely a brave story to be told. Of course, this isn't to say that Snoop is a bad guy. He's actually a pretty chill dude for the most part. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a rapper style thumbs up. And do not forget to share your thoughts in the comments box. See you next time. Adios amigos.